1,550. He's behind Drew Brees and Andrew Luck. All right, M-Rob and LT, come on in here. What are your expectations for Matthew Stafford in his first season with the LA Rams, LT?
Well, that's to win the division without question. I think they have to be the favorites in that division. When you think about last year, they went 3-3 in the division. One game behind Seattle, who won the division at 4-2. Now we can ask ourselves, what is Matthew Stafford worth? Is he not worth 2 more wins in the division? In the division, certainly he is. So that's the expectations right off the rip. I think the next thing is you got to say it's NFC Championship game. They were 10-6 last year, and only 4 other teams had better records than they did: Seattle, Green Bay, New Orleans, and Tampa Bay. Guys, all those quarterbacks, except for one in Tampa Bay, has question marks. Green Bay, we know what's going on, okay? New Orleans, they lost their Hall of Fame quarterback, all right? Seattle, Russell, is he happy or not? You know, so everybody has problems of the teams that were ahead of them except Tampa Bay. So in the end, M-Rob, it has to come down to those 2 teams in an NFC Championship game.
Well, guys, you talk about expectations for the 2021 season for the Los Angeles Rams. To me, it's Super Bowl or bust. Super Bowl or nothing. You made it to the Super Bowl with and I don't mean this in a disrespectful way to Jared Goff, but a glorified game manager, okay? Glorified game manager. There you have the arm talent of Matthew Stafford. Oh, my goodness. And, of course, I have some film to show you guys exactly what I am talking about. Of course, you know about the pass in the Super Bowl, right? This is Jared Goff, a little play action, got wide open. But, again, Jared Goff was late with this throw because he just didn't have the experience to see it. He didn't trust it. This guy's open right here, guys. It doesn't get much open than this. You throw it late. The defenders see it. That was a game-saving play. That was a game-altering play. You look at Matthew Stafford here, not the exact same play, but guys, look at the play fake. Look at the arm talent right here. There's not a lot of space to throw this football right here. You have to be precise, you have to be accurate, and you have to drop it in the bucket. Look at that right there. They had to do a spot shadow and zoom all the way in to see where the football is. Again, you look at Jared Goff again on this one. All right, trips formation. It's going to be a little pick route. Your first read is the flat. He wide open, man. He wide open. Just throw it. But again, you go to your third read, okay, and it's a little bit late, and then it's a pass breakup. You don't get that with a Matthew Stafford. He knows where he's going with the football. Right when the guy comes out to break, the ball is on the way, and that way your receivers can get up the field and do some work. I'm talking about Bobby Trees and them. You know what I'm saying? And again, this is another hitch. Again, you see the safety overplaying the 3 receiver side. The safety can't get over to the other side of the field to guard that deep crosser. That's what Matthew Stafford gets you, okay? Matthew Stafford gives you all the arm talent, okay? All the experience. Now, I know he didn't have the greatest record in Detroit, but it takes an entire team to win the game, and I think that the Los Angeles Rams are geared to go on a run. This guy has 31 fourth-quarter comebacks since 2009. Most of the National Football League, you guys know I always say it. I need my quarterback to be on fire when the chips are down. Matthew Stafford is definitely that guy.
Rob, it sounds like you're talking about that just instinct, right? That QB instinct that sometimes you just can't see. All right, let's go from one LA quarterback to the other.
This Justin Herbert is out to take the first snap. Justin Herbert is going to make you defend every blade of grass on the field. Snap, sneak, dives, jackpot, baby. Herbert having a day. Poise under pressure. Justin Herbert does it again. Justin Herbert breaking records all over the place.
I'm not here without my team, without the linemen, the receivers, tight ends, running backs, all those guys who make so many plays throughout the year.
There was the highlight reel for the Offensive Rookie of the Year. So, how can Justin Herbert improve on that, LT?
Well, I think the natural thing of any evolution of the quarterback is understanding defenses. You have an opportunity to see all these defenses all over again. But beyond that, I really think it's about creating that special bond with your play caller, your offensive coordinator. In this case, it's Joe Lombardi. And what do I mean by creating a special bond? You want to be in those game planning sessions from on a week in and week out basis, every single day, putting together what you like, what you don't like, so that you have a full grasp of the game plan. And then the last thing is more control at the line of scrimmage. We saw this when Joe Lombardi was in New Orleans with Drew Brees. Drew Brees had great control at the line of scrimmage. I think that's an element of Justin Herbert game that we'll see start to come into fruition.
Yeah, LT. First of all, I love Justin Herbert, man. This kid is a baller to know. Just a couple of hours before your first game that you're going to be the starter and go out there and do what you did your whole season, man. That takes a lot for a guy. But for me, just to go to your point, it's taking ownership of this offense. I think that's what you're saying, right? And when you take ownership of the offense, that means you can eliminate a lot of the bad plays. He had 10 interceptions last year, had some fumbles, and it just seemed like in big moments, there were times where he was a rookie. Where to what you said, LT, when you're in those planning sessions, when you're staying extra, when you're getting into extra work with your offensive coordinator, you start to take ownership. You start to be able to know and have all the tools at the line of scrimmage, so you can always guarantee that your offense is in the right place. So I think the sky's the limit for this young kid. I think they're going to go a lot of places here in 2021. But again, they got a tough AFC to get through, and especially the AFC West. And Patrick Mahomes is there. You do know that, right there, LT? You do know Patrick Mahomes lives in the AFC West. I'm just saying, man.
We ain't scared.
It's the lean into the camera for me. All right, LT. But similar to what you said about Matt Stafford, right? It's there's a solid LGBTQ plus community. The NFL also tweeting out this reminder. It's 100 days until the biggest season ever, and the Super Bowl champion Buccaneers host the Dallas Cowboys. Now, we asked you to vote at NFL Total Access on Instagram in our story for how many wins you think the Bucs would have, and the results are in. It's a look at that. Really, the slider all the way down to 13 plus. I'm not surprised. Time running out for the Steelers and Big Ben. He's starting his 18th season. Why he says he's playing like it's his last. King Henry is playing like he's running back royalty. Has he rushed his way onto our Hall of Famers list of top running backs? But we begin with the man who summed up his relationship with the Atlanta Falcons in 3 words. I'm out of there. This is the start of NFL Total Chaos. This is NFL Total Access. Hello and welcome, my friends. I'm Jay Acosta-Ruiz, and if you were concerned about a brief lull in NFL news, brace yourself, because today changes everything. NFL teams who trade players after today take less of a cap hit in 2021. Translation: expect some serious movement and expect it soon. Falcons everything wide receiver Julio Jones made his wishes to be traded pretty clear, but wanting out is a lot easier than getting out. We welcome in our NFL insider Ian Rappaport. Ian, help us put Julio's future in focus here. What's going on?
Well, MJ, where it stands with Julio Jones and the Atlanta Falcons is essentially where it has been. The Falcons, as of course you mentioned, Julio Jones asked he wants to be more for the Falcons to really start looking at the possibility of executing a trade. My understanding, though, is there is nothing imminent right now. I mean, yes, any team could call and offer them what they want, offer them a first-round pick, then they'd really be in the ballpark. Otherwise, the Falcons don't actually need the salary cap space until they sign their draft picks, which they don't need to do until right before training camp. So new general manager Terry Fontenot can be patient. He can wait and sift through offers, wait to see if something happens to get someone to up their offer. Otherwise, he's really just going to wait and let the market come to him. So we will see if this ends up happening.
So for the Falcons, yes, they can start rearranging the cupboards now, but no real need to check that off the to-do list just yet. Ian Rappaport, thank you. And of course, the list of accolades for Julio Jones is pretty lengthy, of course, but let's talk about sort of the meat and potatoes here of his job, receiving yards. Julio is at the top of the list of players with the most receiving yards per game in NFL history, 95.5 the average there. Next slot, that would be Hall of Famer Calvin Johnson. Alrighty, big welcome into Michael Robinson, LaDainian Tomlinson with us as well tonight. Guys, I can't imagine anyone would pass up the opportunity to potentially add Julio Jones to their roster, but which team would actually benefit the most, be helped the most by adding him this season, Emro?
Yeah, well, MJ, I think any team that decides to go after Julio Jones will be happy in the type of player that they got, a guy that practices and a guy that can almost guarantee you 100 yards every single time he steps on the football field, as you showed in that graphic. But I'm going to go to the Bay Area and say the San Francisco 49ers. Get back in that Kyle Shanahan offense. The last time we saw Julio Jones in a Kyle Shanahan offense, I remember in the 2015 season, I remember being on our airwaves talking about, wow, look at what Kyle Shanahan is doing. He's moving Julio Jones all the way around, putting him in trips, motioning him, doing jet motion, doing a lot of different things that we don't see a guy like Julio Jones, that size, that speed, do. And so I think if you put him with Kyle Shanahan, you put him with Brandon Ayuk and Deebo Samuels and George Kittle, I mean, this offense looks pretty explosive. And you pair him with that left tackle, the best tackle in football, in Trent Williams. I think you have the stage set for a rookie quarterback and Trey Lance to win Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, and Rob, that's a really